Ethnic Students Officer. We do have two candidates. Unfortunately, one of our candidates, Kasim Sethi, is not here with us today, but we do have Sandra Ogundeli. So, Sandra, welcome. Before you actually give your little introduction, I should explain what the role involves. So, this role is responsible for supporting BME students at UCL, and self-defining BME students are eligible to vote. The position holder will convene and support the BME network, coordinate our Black History Month celebrations, and take the lead working with the university's equality and diversity panels. So yes, if you'd like to start.
Thank you. Okay, hi. My name is Sandra, and I'm a third-year natural science student, and I'm running to be your BME officer. My experience as an activist and organizer has taught me the importance of listening and learning from the people who are most affected by an issue. It's taught me to strategize together, to fight for changes in policy, cuts to funding, and building solidarity across communities. This is why I plan to equip students with the skills, knowledge, and networks needed to successfully organize together for lasting change. We won't thrive if we don't learn, share, and work together. I want this work to build on the hard graft of the officers that come before me and to ensure that the network has space in the union for years to come. I will push for more BME scholarships and improve treatments of BME students. We don't exist for diversity's sake. BME students shouldn't be siloed and only referenced during Black History Month. We deserve sensitive, quality, welfare and pastoral care. This means funding accessible mental health services that are sensitive to the lives and needs of BME students. We are not tokens, we are students who have a claim to space, and we deserve better. Cool.
Thank you. Okay, so our first pre-selected question for you is, how will you continue to address UCL's history of eugenics?
I think this is a really, really good question. For those of you who don't know, UCL has a long history of engagement with eugenics, and eugenics is a form of pseudo-scientific racism. It's kind of based on the idea that people who are white have genetic superiority over people who are not white, and these ideas were allowed to flourish at UCL. And I think I want to help support this campaign by, also organizing around Decolonize UCL. This is an important campaign that was started within Saida's year and then continued in Ayo's year, and they both did some really important work in creating like reading groups on campus, engaging students on these issues. There was also talks about renaming buildings. So there's Galton Lecture Theatre, and we have Pearson Building, and some other places that are named after eugenicists on campus. And I think these issues are so important. I think I agree with some of Ayo's opinions on this, that I think, we need to consult students on how they feel about these issues, but I also don't think that we should necessarily change the name of buildings until there is substantial changes within the institution. Ayo and the students last year fought so hard to get the new UCL Centre for Race and Racism, and I think we should really support that work and galvanise and organise students to think about what they need and what they want. And if students want the names of buildings changed, then absolutely, let's change them. Absolutely. I think they should definitely be changed, but if now's the time, I think is a really great question that students should answer themselves. Again, also amazing work by Sapaja Das and the Bricks and Mortals campaign that's, highlighting these eugenicists, highlighting the sites on campus where they were, so we can all actually learn about the history. It's not just BME students who should be aware of this, it's all students who attend UCL, because again, we're all being educated here. The history is all of ours, and I think that's the kind of work that I want to do with the BME network if I get elected.
Okay, thank you. So we have about 1 minute left. So we do have one question from the audience, but I believe I'm reading it out. So Daniel Jacobson from Natural Sciences asks, many Jewish students have expressed distress regarding their representation by sabbatical officers, especially following the recent decision to not adopt the IHRA anti-Semitism definition. How will you ensure Jewish students feel welcome on campus?
I think this is a really great question. The decision to not adopt the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism was a really tense moment at UCL. I think people who were part of the Palestinian Solidarity movement were happy that this motion didn't go down, but there were also Jewish students in the room who were really distressed and taken aback by the cheering that happened in the room. I think it's important to recognise that, you know, there's a big student movement supporting Palestinian students, but also Jewish students who are currently on campus who, when they hear things like cheering about a definition of anti-Semitism not going through, it affects their experiences as students, and they don't feel like they're part of the movement. If students don't feel represented by the BME network and by, you know, the fellow students of colour, then I think we should look at ourselves and think about what we're saying about our community, about who can be part of the community. I want to help Jewish students feel supported on campus by, you know, giving them a voice. I think it's important to engage Jewish students. The B network is fantastic, but I definitely think there are many communities who are currently left out, many communities' voices who are left out of the network. So I think, you know, inviting Jewish students to have a seat at the table from day one, I think, is an important thing that I would do as I was elected. Making sure that their voices are heard, making sure that, you know, we can build bridges across cultures and across difference. I think people who are part of the Palestinian solidarity movement will agree that any form of anti-Semitism is bad, and I think, you know, we can build relationships based on shared values, you know, and that's uniting against racism and oppression in every aspect of our lives. So yeah, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Sandra.